Om Namo Loye Sarvatrikavarti Aryantanam. Om Namo Loye Sarvatrikavarti Siddhanam. Om Namo Loye Sarvatrikavarti Ayaryanam. Om Namo Loye Sarvatrikavarti Ujjayanam. Om Namo Loye Sarvatrikavarti Savanam. Om Karam Bindu Sanyuktam Nityam Dhayanti Yoginam Kamadam Mokshadam Seva Om Karaya Namo Namah. Namah Samaysaraya Swanubhutya Chakasate Chitsubhavaya Bhavaya Sarva Bhavantarachide Agnanatimirandhanam Gnana Anjana Salakaya Chaksurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah Tirthankaro Jagatana Jayavantavarto Omkaranada Jinano Jayavantavarto Jinna Samo Sarana Jayavantavarto Netirthachara Jagama Jayavantavarto Namo Tirthanayakane Namo Omkaranadane Omkara Sangaryotene Namo Te Sri Kunda Kundane Aho Upakara Jinavarano Kundano Dvani Divyano Jina Kunda Dvani Yapya Aho Te Guru Karnano Aho Te Bhagavati Matano Dhruva Achalane Anupama Gati Pamela Sarve Siddhane Bandi Kaho Sutta Kevali Bhasita Asamaya Prabhrata Are Mo Eka Suddha Sada Arupi Jnana Darasana May Khare Kai Anyate Maru Jari Paramanu Matra Nathi Hare Jama Netra Te Maja Jnana Nathi Karaka Nathi Vedaka Hare Jane Jakarmoday Nirajara Bandate Maja Mokshane Om Namah Siddhivyo Om Namah Siddhivyo Om Sri Suddhatmane Namaha. Jai Jinendra. Today is March 28, 2018, and Wednesday, and we are doing our Swadhay on Samaysar. We are on a Samaysar stanza number 13. So here we are, and we are just going to recapitulate some point from last week, and we'll continue going further. Without further delay, I'll bring the slides, okay? No, not this one. Stop share. Okay. Slideshow from the current slide. Okay, so what we are talking last week, that we said that in stanza 73, it showed that 6 causes occurs in the mode. In stanza 73 in Samaysar, it says that there are 6 causes and they occur in every mode. We are going to see what that 6 causes mean. Right now, there are something called 6 causes, Cha, Karak, and they are present in the modes. The experiencing of the eternal soul occurs in the mode. We have talked again and again and again that action occurs in the mode. Whenever there is any action, that action will be perceived in the mode. The attributes and the soul substance, they both are inert. They don't react, they don't change, they remain immutable, they remain stationary, they remain unchanged, they remain forever same way. In the scripture it says tankot vin. Tankot vin means if there is a letter engraved on a stone, then that letter remains forever. It doesn't change. In contrast to the letter written on a pen with a pencil or a pen on a piece of paper, that they can change, they can destroy, but later engraved on the stone with a chisel, then it will remain there forever. Similarly, the soul substance and the infinite attributes, they are called tankot kirna. Tankot kirna means they are remaining forever, stable, immutable, unchanged. That's it. So only changes, whenever we say changes, that means it's a mode. Mode lasts for one samay, it originates and disintegrates, and it shows the action during that small, teeny tiny time, that is one samay that is present. As we have said, one samay means in a blink of an eye, just little blink of the eye, there are innumerable time units pass by. Innumerable means at least 10 raised to 49 and beyond. So that's way the time unit is extreme small. And during that small time unit, which is called samay, one mode occurs. Even though this is a mode, even the experiencing phase occurs in the mode, and it's a transient in nature. But because there is experiencing occurs, because there was no experience before so far, and now very first time I'm getting experience in my mode, so it is given extreme importance, because until now that mode was remaining in a diluted form. Now that mode has turned inward, the faith mode has turned inward, and that's why it is now experiencing the self. And that's why it's important. So eternal soul substance remains entirely separate from this transient mode. The transient mode lasts for one samay, action occurs, and then it disintegrates. But eternal soul substance is remaining same forever and ever and ever. It's a pure. Do I have a pure soul substance? Yes. Do you have a pure substance? Yes. Everybody, every living organism, they have the pure soul substance. Yes, because this soul substance was never created, will never be destroyed. It remains same forever. So even if it is considered the Nigo, the lowest form of life, or the Siddha Bhagavan, the highest form of life, the soul substance remains inert and pure. Only the changes are occurring now, transient changes occurring in the mode. Now, when we say that these 6 causes, remember, as we said, that the Gurudev will just passing by, he will mention something and he will just take, he will keep talking to the different subject and everything. Then it is our duty. What are those 6 causes? This is a new word came to me. So far, I did not hear that word in Samaysar, and now for the first time, Gurudev has mentioned what is that one. So in this, in the pravachan that Gurudev has given, he has not mentioned anything detail about it, but it's our duty to understand what these 6 causes mean. So now let's try to understand that one. It's called Shat Karak. Shat means 6 and Karak means causes. First, I will throw the name in Gujarati and then we'll just do the names in English. Shat Karak, it is called, the 6 causes are called Karta, Karma, Karan, Sampradhan, Apadan, Adhikaran. The 6 causes are important to understand. They are present in the soul substance, and they are working through the modes. What exact happens there? We will be analyzing. But names, karta, karma, karan, sampradan, apadan, adhikaran. Now let's see the English name. Sixfold causation or six causes. First one is doer, means performer of an act, means I am the doer of an act, so it's me. So first cause is called doer. These six things present in a given substance, excuse me, they are the attributes. Because they are attributes, they have their own modes also. And these six causes are the reason that a given mode is generated. So they are the reason by which a mode is getting generated. Now we are going teeny tiny point in the soul substance. This is entire soul substance, infinite attributes.
Kirit, uncle?
Yeah.
So, karta, karan, okay, so help me understand, because I'm thinking that all modes have already been decided long time ago in the perspective of the all-knower. But now we have causes for a mode. Now I'm getting a little...
Because number one, modes are occurring in the substance, right? We know that part, sure.
Right.
Any substance. Now it could be the let's say that it could be in this hard drive, for example. This is a substance, is a matter substance. So also, as because it's matter substance, so there are modes. If I'm the soul and I'm the soul substance, then I have the modes. If there is a medium of motion as a substance, it has a modes. Medium of rest, space and time. Every substance has a mode at a given time. Now, these modes, a given mode, now we are talking one given mode, and we are putting away matter, medium motion, medium rest, space and time on the side, and we take only soul, because that's our interest of area of interest. So soul is a substance, and soul being a substance has to have a given mode at a given time.
Right.
Soul being a substance has to, you cannot have a substance without mode. You can just say, oh, you know what, that's a soul substance, but it has no mode. One is a soul substance, but it has no modes. No. Every substance of the universe, they exist, and because they exist, that means they have the modes also. So here, we have the mode that we are talking about. We have the mode occurring in the soul substance. Now I'm dissecting that mode. I'm just going and taking that one mode out and dissect and see what are you made up of. So this mode says, you know what, I'm getting generated every samay, every moment. One mode is getting generated. Now, the mode says, you know what, there are inherent six causes within that they make us get created. So there are six attributes. The six attributes out of infinite attribute, these are the six attributes present, and those six attributes, they will help this mode to be generated. So again, action occurs in the soul substance only. Nothing from outside is coming. This cause and effect. Cause are the six causes, and effect is a mode generation. So cause and effect.
But see, when you're saying there's six causes, like for example, a self-driving car. Now I know you want to talk about the soul, but we said this is what the car is supposed to do, so therefore that's what it's going to do. It doesn't matter about cause. There is no cause, and like no upadan, you know, there is no, it's not a person driving the car was meant to do that. So the same way, the soul is to witness what the body is doing. So are you saying these are the modes of the soul only? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, we are concentrating on the soul's mode. Soul has a given mode. For example, I become angry, I become greedy, I become egoistic. All I become I have a rag, I have a dvesh. All those changes occur within me. That means modification occurred within me. That means changes occurred within me. That means mode occurred within me. So at a given time, there is a mode of the anger. Next moment, there could be mode of the deceit. There could third mode could be ego. Fourth mode could be greed and everything. It keeps on going and going and going and going forever and ever and ever and ever, ever. So these modes are coming, but internally, internal dynamics within the soul's sphere of influence, inside what is happening. And what is happening? There are 6 attributes are there, and they say, you know what? We will help this generation of this mode. So they
Okay.
are part of the mechanics by which a mode getting generated in the soul
Okay.
substance by the soul's attribute within the confinement of the soul only. No outside causes. Now, outside causes means I am the cause, and the patient, in fact, patient improved or patient died. I am the cause for that. No, we are not talking 2 different substances. We are talking one substance in one, and there is only soul we are talking right now. So there is a first cause is called doer. Doer is performer. Performer means it's called karta. Karta means a doer. He is doing the action. Who is doing the action? The mode is generated with the help of this doer. So this doer is the reason for this soul's mode to be generated. Hang on to these names and everything, then we are going in detail with that. Next one is deed. What kind of doer? Who is a doer? In the soul substance, who is a doer? Soul substance is doer. What did he do? Then there is a deed. A deed occur. A doer is there. He did some kind of action. So it's called deed. Means performance. It's called karma. Karma. Then what are the means that the mode used to get generated? What about the instruments? What about the associated added things? For example, I want a crude example. I want to drive. I want to have a means. I want to knowledge how to drive, for example. So that's a means. What are the associated thing I used to drive with, for example? So that means that's called means. So means sadhan, means equipment or instruments by which this action is getting done. There is an actor over here, is doing action over here with the help of what? So that's a third cause. Actor, action, and with the help of what? I did the action of killing a person. I, as a doer, did the action of killing a person with help of a gun. So that's an instrument by which I did the action. So that's a third one. Fourth one is called purpose or receiver of the performance. Now, I did the action, I'm the actor, I'm doing act, means action has occurred. This is a means to perform the action. For whom did I do this act? Did I do it to give it to somebody or not? Did I kill that person for purpose or what? What was my purpose to kill that person? He was bad, or he was this, or he was that, or whatever. So what was my purpose to have this act getting generated? After that one, what are the sources by which I did all the things? What are the sources by which I did all these things? That's a fifth one. And then third one is called, who is the supporting stage? Who are the supporting act in this my action that I'm doing? So these six guys are standing inside and they said, okay, we'll work together. We'll work in unison. We work together simultaneously. And that's a reason a mode is getting generated. So these are the action occurring into the soul, by the soul, with the help of soul, for the creation of the mode. These are the things happening within the soul. So they are called six action, six causes are occurring. Six causes. So doer, deed, means, receiver of the performance, donor or source, and a supporting stage. So karta, karma, karan, sampradan, apadan, adhikaran. These six causes are there. Now, once we go a little bit inside, it will make sense, because remember, the whole idea over here is Acharya Bhagavan wants us to understand that I am the person who is doing the action. Nobody else from outside is asking me to do that action. I am the cause and I am the reason. Everything is within me. You are the cause, I am the reason, not necessarily. You are my teacher and I am your student, not necessarily. Association is there. When student is there, teacher is there. Association is, but they both are acting in their own way. So these guys are making sure that each and every mode getting generated, it occurs in the soul substance and not anywhere else. No outside object is helping to create this mode. This mode says, I'm independent, I have my own ways to get generated, and I have my supporting actor within me, and I have no problem to have anything from outside helping me out. My child in the house says, because mother is there, that's why I'm getting food. Mother says, because husband is earning money, that's why I'm running the household. These are not true. Yeah, it appears that, okay, the child wants to eat and mother made the food and they both occurred at the same time. But it's not necessarily that because mother cooked the food, that's why child got it, or because child is hungry, that's why mother cooked. No, not necessarily. Why? Let's take the example. In this universe, how many space point in the universe we have it? We have innumerable space point. Countable unit, uncounted, or numerical, innumerable, and infinite. Infinite is infinite time bigger than innumerable. And innumerable is bigger than the numerical number. So if I just say 1,000, million, billion, trillion, those are countable number. But then let's say that there is 100 acre of field is there, and the corn, the farmer has made corns. So now, if you just go to that when the corns are ready to be plowed, you can just go and say how many corn units are there. And farmer will say, oh, I can't tell you. Each kernel, each seed of the corn is innumerable number of seeds are there. Because they are in 100 acre, he cannot count. So that's called uncountable or innumerable. But infinite is even, infinite is infinite times bigger than that number. So universe as a whole is made up of innumerable space points. Okay, now who I'm as a soul, how many souls are there in this universe? Infinite, innumerable space point, infinite soul substances are there. Okay. Now, how many matter atomic particles are there? They're infinite times infinite. Oh my God. So, medium of motion is one, medium of rest is one, space is one, and the time is an innumerable count. So, now all these 6 substances, they keep on working, they keep on changing, they keep on transforming, they keep on having their own modes. Now, me as a soul is creating my own mode right now in this universe, and at the same time, infinite times infinite matter particles, they also have their own modes. And during my mode, during generation of my mode, the matter may have a mode, some matter particle in the universe can have a mode which is appears to be supplementing my mode. For example, let's say that you decided to go to temple every day. I decided to go to temple every day. We are living in the same town, but I live in north, you live in south, for example. And you left your home at particular time, I left at home my particular time, and we both came to the temple at the same time. So the third person watching us coming together and said, oh, these 2 people decided to come together, so they are together. But in fact, I came of my own, you came of your own. It just appeared to be, we are simultaneously hitting at the same point. Same way, my mode from the soul is appearing right now, and some mode in this universe of the matter particle is also in mode, and they both appear to supplement each other, but they are 2 separate events, entirely separate events. So for this guy, their 6 causes are different. This guy, the 6 causes are different, because my mode is generated within me because of me only, because of the 6 guys staying within me. Does it make sense? Yes, Preeti, does it make sense to you?
I'm sorry, yes, it makes sense. I do like that. And it's just hard for me because this phone somehow is freezing and I only get your voice and no video doesn't change.
Oh, no,
so
because I'm not changed these slides. I mean, it's just
no, it's my phone. There's something weird going on.
Okay.
But yeah, it makes sense. I can at least hear you, so that is good.
Okay. So these 6 causes are there, and now we just say a little bit deeper into that. So now, doer. What does doer means? Number one guy. He says, one which does the work independently. Now, I'm the soul. I'm independent of myself. Same time, I have the attribute called doer attribute. And this doer attribute works independently of its own, does not have any real dependency on any other attributes into the soul substance. It just does its own work. And so let's say that there is a company there, and there are 100 employees are there. From 8 to 4, Monday to Friday, all these 100 employees, they do their own work. They don't bother anybody else, even though they are remaining under one roof, working in the same company, but each individual has his own project, other guys their own project, and they don't interfere with any other project. They keep on working independently. Similarly, this attribute called doer attribute into the soul, with infinite attribute, there is one attribute called doer, and this doer attribute works independently. Karta swadhinpane je karya kare te karta. This is Gujarati definition. Swadhinpane karya kare te karta means one which does work independently. He is working independently without any interference or without dependency on anybody else. Now, the deed. What does deed means? Doer ends up getting the results due to performance. I, as a person, I'm the doer, and I did an act, and I received that results of that act. I received the results due to this performance. I get the results, and I get the results due to this performance. What is the performance? Deed. What is the deed? A mode getting generated. That's a deed. Who received that performance? The soul received that performance. So that's a kriya vade karta je prapta karete karma. That's the second one. Now comes the third one. Means used to perform an act. What kind of means did I use to perform an act? So these are the thing called karan. Means is called sadhan, means instrument. So there could be a couple of instrumental cause can be there to create this kind of act. A couple of instrumental cause can be present, and they are called means or instrumental cause, and they can be of two types. One is called principal cause, one is called the auxiliary cause or secondary cause. The principal cause is a very important, because principal cause occurs within self, and that's why that is having the importance. So the things called means, that means the sadhan, means the instrumental, means the things by which I performed an act, that could be called the principal cause. This principal cause is the one which is performance of an act that is occurring within the soul. It doesn't go outside. Then when I did an act, when I perform an act, then I'm offering that act to something, to somebody, somewhere. Now, here I'm talking only soul substance, and everything occurs within soul, nothing goes out. So where did that performer, who is the receiver of the performer? I am the receiver of the performer, because I am the soul, and action occurred within me. So I'm the beneficiary of this performance. So receiver of this receiver of the performance, the thing which benefits the performance. So the thing is present within me. So karma jene apવામાં આવે અને કાર્યનો લાભ થાય તે, it is called sampradhan. Sampradhan means I am offering the act to somebody. Now, right now, whatever we just talk, soul and soul and soul will come in the picture, because it is occurring within the confinement of the soul. But to better understand, next slide will tell us and explain to us something better. So right now, receiver of performance is a soul itself. Then, who is the donor or source of performance? It's called apadan. Where did I get it from? Well, remember, everything is in the confinement of the soul, so nothing came from outside. So soul is the one who gives the source is a donor for this performance. So it is called apadan. And last guy is called supporting of an act. Who is the supporter for this act? By whose support this act got generated? It's called adhikaran. So that is also occurring within soul. All these 6 things are occurring in the soul. Now, we just try to understand with the example of conventional form of 6 causes. That will make us understand a little bit better. So now, I'll skip this slide right now. Okay, now this a pot maker is there. Pot maker is making a pot. He is sitting, he's a pot maker. He has a clay over here, he has a wheel over here, and he also has a stick over here, and he's making the pot at the end of this action that he's doing. So he's doing something. So here we are taking this conventional form and try to put the 6 causes how they are occurring. So now, six causes from conventional perspective. Who is the doer? Who is the actor over here? He is the who is a pot maker. Pot maker is an actor. Remember, the tailor is not making this one. The doctor is not making this one. The engineer is not making the. It's a pot maker is making the pot. So he is the doer. Then what's a deed? What kind of deed he did? What kind of work he did? So he created a pot. He created pots that we see over here. The pots are created, and that's what we are seeing. The pots are created because this guy is a doer, and pots are the deed. Okay. Now, what means did he use it? He used two different means over here. He used a clay from this bucket that he used it. So that clay is a principal cause. Clay is a principal because if there is no clay over here, he cannot create the pot. So the clay is important from which he is making the pot. That's a principal cause, but he also, for creating of the pot, he also needs to have the wheel. He needs to have a thread to cut these things out. He needs to have the stick to make the wheel go round and round and round. And so those are called conventional means. So this is the principal mean through which the clay is a principal cause through which this guy is created, and the supporting actors are the stick and the wheel and the thread, etc. They are the one helping us to create. So they are called means. So they are the pot maker is a doer. This guy, the pot is a deed, and means are the clay and the wheel, etc., etc. Now, who is the receiver of the performance? Who receives this one? For example, if there is no demand, there is no supply. Supply and demand is over here. There is a demand for the pot, and so pot maker is creating pot. So now customer comes and says, I would like to have pot because I would like to drink water. So I'd like to have container, and you are selling that container because you are manufacturing for me. So there is a customer is a receiver of the performance. Then source through which, how did he make all this thing? Clay, clay as well as the container of the clay. The container, through container, this container is there. It's a container, has a clay inside, so they are the source for this action. And ultimately, who is the supporting stage? Supporting stage is an earth. This earth is there, on which this wheel is sitting. So earth is supporting. So that's why this action is occurring. So pot maker is making pot with the help of clay and wheel and thread and stick, etc. And he's making it for the customer, and he is getting this thing from the clay as an original source, and earth remains a supporting stage for this act. Now, these are the conventional six causes, means we have six different guys are present, six different objects are present, which are used to create the pot. And this is conventional form. I want to put the same thing in the absolute form. Who am I? What happens to me? How did it occur? So this doer will be soul, deed will be the, the deed will be the mode of the knowledge mode, means will be soul by itself is a means for that. Receiver of the performance, soul itself receives the effect of the knowledge mode. Where the source is a soul itself. And what's the supporting stage? It is coming from the soul itself. So if we take for absolute cause, all the six causes are included in the soul alone. And if you want to go for conventional cause, then we are going to use the example of this pot maker. This is a standard example given in the literature that about how to explain 6 causes, and this pot maker example is given. So this way we have 6 causes occurring. So now if you look at the same thing from before, yeah. So who is a doer? The conventional cause was pot maker, but here the soul itself. Who is a deed? The pot was a deed. Here the mode generated, knowledge mode generated is a deed. What kind of means he used it? Well, means the mode itself is a means in which the knowledge mode occurred. Means that one unit of samay in which the mode is originating, so mode itself is a means. Then who is the receiver of this performance? The knowledge mode says, I end up knowing. So who end up knowing? I end up knowing. So I am the receiver of the performance. But who gave this mode to the soul? Well, the donor guy, soul says, I am the donor. From me, the mode came out. And who is the supporting? Who is the basic through which this mode is coming? Soul says, I am the thing. So in this, from an absolute perspective, all the 6 causes are occurring in the soul. They are different names. Means one mode occurring right now, we are looking from 6 different angles. And so if I'm looking for here, this is a doer. If I'm looking from here, it's a deed. I'm looking from here is a means. I'm looking for here supporting cause. So all those 6 causes are occurring in a given mode, in which what angle am I looking at it, and that's what it is. Now, having said that, it says absolute 6 causes and conventional 6 causes. This is that a pot maker, and this is the soul having its own knowledge mode. So what are the differences between those two? All 6 causes are present in a given substance. In a given substance, all 6 causes are present. There is no outside interference anywhere. Then to establish relationship with 2 or more substances is a conventional 6 causes. Means the pot maker is there, pot is there, the wheel is there, and the clay is there. So different things are present because 2 or more things are related to each other. That's why it's called conventional 6 causes. Here, principal cause is the reason for an act is known as absolute. Principal cause is the reason for the act, and it's known as absolute cause. I am the soul, I am creating this mode, so I am the act, I am the absolute cause. So now, remember, Samyak Darshan. How did Samyak Darshan occur? Samyak Darshan occurred just because I had a faith on my omniscient Lord, Holy Scripture, and enlightened monks. Well, they are the outside things. They cannot do anything to me because my sphere of action is having limited within the soul sphere only. I cannot. So if I'm the guru, I can't do anything besides my boundary of the soul. And if there is a student there, then student cannot do anything besides the boundary of his soul. So principal cause occurs in the soul. So the 6 causes will teach us, telling us that, anything occurs, I am the responsible person. So it helps us to take the responsibility. Well, I'm angry because you made a mistake. Why did I say you made a mistake? I'm angry because of myself. I may not have to become angry. Let's presume, okay, somebody made the mistake in the office today, and the loss occurred. What can I do now? Well, I'm becoming angry. You are the one. You screwed up. You did not pick up that phone. You did not execute this order and everything. Because of you, we end up wait. Number one, you end up losing something it become a past, already past. So there's a new mode right now. So now whoever did what and everything, it already passed, and now I can't blame the other person. Only thing I can say, we end up losing something. Let's learn the lesson to be careful next time. Now there's no anxiety, because I understood that whatever happened, happened. Similarly, because my field of action remains within me, your field of action remains within you. So nobody can do anything to anybody. So right now, that tells me that, you know what, everything happens for a reason, and it is happening within me. I don't have to blame it to anybody anywhere. Now, over here, conventional 6 causes. Act is blamed to be achieved with the help of an alien object, and that's why it's called conventional cause. I become angry because of you. So that's a conventional thing, because I achieved my anger with the help of you being the alien object. That's not right, because that's a conventional cause. Conventional cause and absolute cause. Absolute cause is a true one. Conventional cause is a one which has been accused to be the reason, but it's not the reason. It's important for the benevolent of the soul, because absolute 6 causes are important for the soul's own perspective. Now, conventional causes has been described from the figurative conventional point of view, means upcharit vyavarne, means conventional causes are described with the help of different objects and everything, just for our understanding. When we take the example of the pot maker, making pot with the help of wheel and everything, with the help of clay and everything, those are more than one substance involved, and I accuse pot maker that he is the creator of the pot. In fact, what happened there? In fact, at that time, the clay sitting over here, clay is also a substance. When clay is called substance, that means it has to have its own mode. So this clay is having, previously it was dirt, now the water association occurred, so it became a clay, it became lump of clay, and now the same clay got converted into form of a pot. So the clay is a reason in the pot. Clay is present in the pot. If we just say that pot maker is the reason for creating pot, then pot maker has to spread completely into the pot also. But that's not true. Pot maker is separate and the pot is separate. So pot has an inherent relationship with the clay. In the pot, every place, every area of the pot has a clay's presence. When the pot gets broken down, clay is still present there. So that the clay and pot has an inherent relationship. Pot maker and pot has an associative relationship. So these are the absolute 6 causes, conventional 6 causes, differences that we saw it. And here we already saw the pot maker doing all the thing. Now we are taking our own way. In me, over here, we are saying the 6 different causes are there to make a pot. Over here, now I'm saying, I am angry right now. What changes are occurring within me from absolute perspective? What happens within me? Well, 6 causes of absolute cause, we are taking an example of an anger. So, deed, and a doer. Who is a doer? Who became angry? I became angry. So I am the doer. I am the doer. Now, what is the action? The deed means the angry state is a deed that I received. I am the doer, and what did I receive? I received anger. Whose anger? My own anger. I created anger, so I received that anger. Then, what means did I use? My expectation, my expectation absence of alert, and my expectation and absence of alertness. I did not remain alert, and I had an expectation. They were the means from due to which the anger occurred. My lack of alertness, absence of alertness, that was the means by which the anger occurred. Okay. Whose expectation? My expectation. Whose alertness? Lack of alertness? My lack of alertness. Okay. Next, receiver of the performance. Who is the receiver of the performance? I became impure. Instead of me being a pure soul substance, I became impure. So me as a soul substance lost my purity, and I received impurity within me. So that's a receiver of the performance. Now, source. Who is the source? My peaceful state disappeared. That's a source for this anger. I was at peace and everything was perfectly okay. Now I lost my peaceful state, and that was a source for my anger generation. And what's a supporting actor here? My wrong belief. I can do something to somebody. I can change somebody. I can create. I can do some harm to somebody. I can do good to somebody. That kind of wrong belief I had it. That was my supporting state through which the anger occurred. So now all the 6 causes occurred within me because of me as a thing. So now instead of anger, we can take a knowledge mode, and all these things will come as a knowledge mode. And so right now, because of this anger thing can make me understand it better. That's what we took the example of the anger. So this is the reason 6 causes are occurring this way. Whole idea, bottom line is, I am the reason. Where did it say anywhere that somebody else made me angry? No, I am the doer. I became angry. I had lack of alertness. I became impure. My peaceful state disappeared. I had a wrong belief. All these things are occurring within me. So now I have to take the responsibility of my own deed. Until now, I was telling everybody else is a reason for my anger. Everybody else is a reason for my lack of knowledge and everything. I don't understand this one because this thing is too difficult. It's not too difficult. I don't have my attitude there. I don't have my liking there. And that's the reason it becomes impossible for me to understand. If I go and see a movie, and somebody asks me what was that movie, I can tell the whole story completely from beginning till end. I've seen this movie for once only. I never saw it before. I just saw once. In that 2 hours movie that I saw it, I can at detail, extreme detail, I can just show everything. And when the scriptural thing comes, hey, listen to this thing. Oh no, I don't like that. I can't understand. I don't understand. No, I don't have attitude to understand. That's what Acharya Bhagwan tells us. He's hitting us on the head and says, you are the reason. You can make it. You can break it. Take the responsibility. So that's the 6 causes from the absolute perspective. Now this one is in Gujarati, that it gives an idea that lots of time you'll be able to hear this one if you understand, if you're in the Swadhay. જે જેને જે વડે જે માટે જેમાંથી જ્યાંથી. That is karta, karmo, karan, sampradhan, apadan, adhikaran. Or from different way of looking at it, there are 6 causes in which it's પોતે, પોતાને, પોતા વડે, પોતા માટે, પોતામાંથી, પોતામાં. Means self, doer is self, did act getting done by self, means by myself, receiver of the performance, for me, source of performance, from me, supporting cause, within me. So self, acting, act getting done by myself, receiver of the performance for me, from me, and within me. all the 6 causes are occurring within me. So lots of time you will hear the lecturer when he gives lecture. Pote, potane, potavade, potamate, potamathi, potama. And at that time, the bell should ring in the mind that, oh, they are talking about me, my soul, and my 6 causes, and I'm the reason for that. And for the references of this thing, we can just look at the Pravachansa stanza number 16, or if we look at the Panchastika, there's a stanza of 62 that this one represents those things. Having said that, now self, for self, by the self, offered to the self, from self, within self. So, pote, potane, potavade, potamate, potamathi, potama. So, self, for the self, by the self, offered to the self, from self, within the self. So, everywhere, self is important. Self is in the center, and that's why the 6 causes are there, in which I am the reason. I am the doer. I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing by myself. The things are offered to myself. It is occurring because of self, and it is from within the self. So these are the 6 causes. And that's what Gurudev said. One little sentence he spoke, and he started walking away, and just made us think about it, that, hey, what is happening here? And that's what we try to learn over here. Let's see, I think this part is done over here. Done over here, yeah. So this part is done over here. Now Gurudev talks something quickly also. For example, in this in our stanza 13, Gurudev speaks that in Samaysar stanza 14-15 it says that one who experiences the eternal soul substance in non-bonded, non-touch form, I mean in the free form, is by self, is a Jain doctrine or Jin Sashan. Now again, Gurudev just took one sentence he spoke, stanza 14-15, which we will be coming to. But what does he mean to say it's called a Jain doctrine by itself? What is so much written in that 14-15 stanza telling us that it's a Jain doctrine? For that thing, we are going to look in this slide. So it says in the 13-14 stanza, 14-15 stanza, it says the soul is, and there are 5 adjectives used for the soul. Eternal soul, pure soul, soul substance. So these 5 adjectives are used. That means it says soul is non-bonded, non-touch. It's inseparable from its own attributes and modes. It's a stable, means it is never changing. It's without any specific differences, and it's not united to anything. So these are the 5 adjectives used for the eternal soul substance. And when one brings his attention to this soul substance and experiences the soul substance, then it's called doctrine of Jainism. Jain doctrine. And that's what Gurudev is talking over here. In Samaysar stanza 14-15, it says, one who experiences the eternal soul substance in non-bond and non-touch, etc. 5 form that we just saw it, means in a free form, is by itself is a Jain doctrine. So Jain doctrine is not the scripture or anything here. Experiencing is a Jain doctrine. Gurudev gives example in this stanza, and to several other places also he gives example. He said that one time a Japanese philosopher came, a 62-year-old Japanese philosopher, and he wanted to know the philosophy, and he came to Gurudev's lecture to understand Jain philosophy. And thereafter he talked to Gurudev also. And at the end he went out and he wrote a book, and he says, Jain doctrine. Jain doctrine is no scripture, but Jain doctrine is experiencing the self. Experiencing self is a Jain doctrine. So this is some other philosopher. He has no relationship to the Jainism or anything, but knowing the principle of Jainism, then he said, oh my God, Jain doctrine means experiencing the pure form of the soul. That is Jain doctrine. That's what he says. Now, even though experience is so, now when we said Jain doctrine is experiencing of the soul, what does that mean? It means that experience occurs in the mode. Remember, the soul is over here, and in which there are the soul substances are never changing, remain stable, remain stationary. Nothing is happening there. Attributes are the same way, immutable, unchanging, remaining stable forever. So only changes are occurring in the mode. So in that mode, experiencing phase occurs in the mode. The primary importance is given to the eternal soul substance, which is getting experienced in the mode. I am experiencing the soul substance. Now we go back to 6th and 7th stanza. This is the mirror. My mode is a mirror. Soul substance is over here, and soul substance get illuminated in the mode. And when soul substance get illuminated in the mode, means the experiencing of the soul substance occurred, and at that time the mode experiences super sensuous bliss. Once again, the soul substance is over here, and in the mode it gets illuminated, and when I put my attention to that effect, that means I experience the soul substance, and as a result, the result of the experience of the soul substance shows that I have super sensuous bliss occurred. Atindriya anandni prapti thai. So that is called experiencing of the soul in the mode, in this mode, in this mirror type of mode. That's where the experience occurred. So then he says, the kind of pure consciousness of serenity means experiencing of the soul, pure consciousness experiencing, which is called Suddha Upyog, is also known as doctrine of Jainism, means Jin Sashan, means on the first bullet and third bullet basically tells the same thing, that when I'm experiencing a pure form of soul substance in my mode over here, in the mode over here, then the bliss occurred, and that is called pure consciousness of serenity, or it is called doctrine of Jainism, or it's called Jain Sashan. When we say Jin Sashan Dev ki jai, what is Jin Sashan Dev? This is Jin Sashan. This is Jin Sashan. In my experience of the true form of the self, that is called Jainism, or doctrine of Jainism. Okay, now let's see. Now we are on the track back to the 13th stanza. We are progressing further. 9 reals are present in the modes. We know that part. We have gone through that before. 9 reals are occurring, and they are occurring in the mode. They are in divisional form, and therefore are considered as conventional form. 9 modes. 9 different types of modes. When we say different types means the changes, different things are there, and that means more than one. Over here we are talking 9, more than one, then it's called conventional form. When we experience the soul substance as unique, inseparable, never changing, in a one form only, then it's called absolute form. But when I'm looking at the modes are transient, number 1, and divisions are perceived in the mode. Whenever there are divisions perceived, that means there is a inclination of attachment is generated. જ્યારે પર્યાયના ભેદ તરફ દ્રષ્ટિ જશે તો એમાંથી રાગની ઉત્પત્તિ થશે. જ્યાં રાગ છે ત્યાં વિતરાગતા નથી. Whenever I am just experiencing soul substance in my mode, that means it's a Jainism, true Jainism. But if I'm experiencing 9 different modes in my mode, that means it's a divisional aspect, and that's why it's called inclination of attachment state, and that's why it's not the real nature of the soul. Modal vision is not the real nature. A substantial vision is the real reason by which some the experience occurs. So this is the one that we are going to say. So now let's say in the Tattvat Sutra it says, you understand 9 reals, that means Samyak Darshan. You mean Umaswati Acharya ji was wrong and Kunkun Acharya ji is right? No. You need to understand what perspective they are talking. In Samaysar, it says that the 9 divisions of 9 different 9 tattvas mode, that means it is called modal vision, and it's called conventional vision, and there is no absolute experiencing. What Umaswati Acharya Dev says in Tattva Sutra, that the faith in the 9 reals. Now, faith in the 9 reals means first you understand 9 reals the way they are, and then faith means you understand them in the unit form, in the indivisible form, and go in the behind and try to see who is hiding behind this 9 real, and the eternal soul substance is hiding. That's where I would like to put my attention, and that's going to give me absolute form of right faith. So 2 acharyas, they are not saying anything wrong. Each one sentence is from conventional perspective, in which faith on 9 reals is a Samyak Darshan. Other one is a absolute form, in which instead from this 9 real I go behind and try to find it out, the hidden form of eternal soul substance, which is an absolute form of right faith. Within this 9 real, the eternal soul nature and the true nature is hidden. All these things are, the guy is hidden within, and I have to find it out, that where is he hiding, and I have to go through the maze and try to take these 9 reals on the side and try to go to the, lack of better word, go to jugular, go to the, that's where my money's worth is. All these exercises we are doing, learning exercises, important thing is I want to experience the soul. So that's what I have to find it out where it is. This is in the form of indivisibility and oneness. Eternal soul substance is indivisible. It is oneness with the modes and attributes and everything. There's oneness. There is no, I mean, for our understanding, we are saying modes are here and attributes are here and soul substance is here. Our understanding purpose, but inside they are in the indivisible form. Let's presume that you had you came to our place and it's summer heat is there, and you have been offered a soft drink. And you were really thirsty and you drank that soft drink and you really enjoyed. So when you went to your home and your family says, what happened? Well, I enjoyed that soft drink. Extremely good, very thirst quencher, very cool and everything. But what was it? What was it? What was it? Then you start describing. Then there was a pink color was there. It was a sugar was there. Little salt was there. Ice cold nature was there. And the cardamom was there. And the rose essence was there. Those kind of description you are giving. Description you are giving in a sequence. While you are enjoying the drink, you are enjoying the drink in a unison way, in oneness, in the indivisible way. Experience is indivisible. experiences oneness. Description comes in the divisional form. So when I'm looking at the eternal soul substance, that's an indivisible and it's oneness form. This eternal indivisible form of soul substance is the true form. In the soul substance, whenever we go inside and try to find it out, who am I? Then, remember, you have the houses on the street, and a thief decided to rob a given house. So he comes on the street and he looks at the different houses and everything, and he says, this house is the one I would like to go and rob it because I believe that it is loaded with the money inside. So now he studies that house in extreme detail. He finds out where are the staircases, where are the escape routes are there, where are the bedrooms are there, where are the kitchen is there, where are the family room and TV and all kind of, and also where is the hidden underground vault in this house where the real thing is hidden. So now he studied everything about that house. First, he studied the house from the differentiated house from the other houses. Then he studied only about this house. First he came and he just studied every house is on the street and said, no, not this one, not this one, not this one, no, but this one I would like to go inside and rob it. So first he separated the one house from other houses. Now in that house, he just understood everything, exactly what's a layout and everything, and where is the real thing hiding. Where is the gold and jewelry and money hiding in that wall? He finds that one out. Now he enters the house. He enters the house, and now he goes through kitchen, doesn't care about it. Bathroom, no problem. The bedroom, ignore. Kids' bedroom, not interested. Then he enters that room, that closet, and goes to that closet, and again in that one in the corner there is a underground wall, and he now has concentration totally on that wall. He puts everything in the house secondary. His main aim is how to pick this one up and get out and go home. Similarly here, when we are in the soul substance, in the soul substance, there are substances there, attributes are there, modes are there, modes have originations there, modes of disintegration there, modes of constancy being there, and all those things are present in that soul. But what is the main important thing in this soul? And the main important thing in that soul is eternal, indivisible form of that soul, in which it is equivalent to that underground vault in that house, and everything else becomes secondary. So this one becomes primary for him. That means it's a true form, and the true form is known as Bhutard. True form. So that's an eternal soul substance is an important thing for him. One has to bring attention to this true form, like the thief has concentrated only to reach to that aim of that underground vault. Same over here. One has to bring the attention to this true form, and once he does, then his thing starts working. Very first part of the religious activity starts by bringing attention to the indivisible, eternal trueness of the self. I did lots of fasting. I go to the temple, I do abhishek, I do puja, I do swadhay, I do reading, I do listening. All those things are there. The the very first part of the religious activity starts by bringing attention to the eternal soul substance. Till then, I have done nothing. I collected all the zeros, so I may have 10 zeros and you may have 15 zeros and somebody may have 1 zero. It's the same value. But in front of the zero, once you put number 1, then suddenly it becomes 10. 2 zeros, it becomes 100, and so on and so forth. So very first part of religious activity starts by understanding who am I, and by understanding, then I bring my attention to the indivisible nature of the self, and that is my religion activity started at the time. 9 reals are in divisional form. So I'm talking indivisible. 9 reals are present in indivisible in the divisional form. So they are also to be now made secondary. First, I have to understand what are those 9 reals, how they are created, how they are made, what is their real nature. I have to understand. Once I know, then I have to just say, I don't want to go there. I don't want to take that route. But I have to know, because otherwise the pitfalls are there and I may fall down in that confusion. From this divisional form, when one brings his attention to the eternal self, then the right faith is generated. Well, we know that part very well. So, inclination of compassion, charity, austerity, etc. are known as auspicious inclination. Daya, Dan, Vrat, Tap, Jap, Bhakti, Swadhay, they are called inclination or auspicious inclinations. Actually, these modes of the soul have eligibility to be in this form, Paryagat Yogyata. Now, Gurudev Sri is going nitty-gritty thing to just say, listen, through the medium of modes, we'll be able to go to the eternal soul substance. So what are the things that are to go? So now he is really making it extremely minute form of a presentation. So what he says, all these inclinations occur to me. Compassion, charity, austerity, and everything, they are called auspicious inclination. I may have I may have inauspicious inclination. I have anger, deceit, ego, greed, etc. type of thing. They are inauspicious inclination. So I may have auspicious or inauspicious inclination, or I may have purity generated within me. Anything can occur within me. Those modes are occurring because they were supposed to occur at the time. Once again, I have auspicious inclination right now, or I have inauspicious inclination right now, or I have a purity of mode generated within me. All these changes occurring within me, they are predetermined, predestined, they were supposed to happen. That's why it happened. I have the modes from time infinite in the past to time infinite in future. They are present in my soul substance. And one at a time, a new mode comes, and keeps on coming and coming and coming and coming forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. They will never started at any time. They will never stop anywhere. It will keep on going, and each and every mode occurring within me will be different than before. The infinite modes occurring within me, they all are unique in their own way. They are separate from other modes and everything. So there is a eligibility of this particular mode. In this mode, I'm supposed to be angry, so that mode came. Next mode, I was supposed to be greedy, that mode came. Next mode, I'm supposed to be egoistic, that mode came. It comes at their prescribed time. And this one really throws curveball to lots of people's understanding. And so this 13th stanza explains everything in the right way. Third one, the fruition of karma simply acts as instrumental cause. Now, this auspicious inclination, here we are taking only auspicious inclination. Auspicious inclination occurred to me. They occurred because of my eligibility of that auspicious mode getting generated in this form at this stage. And at the time, fruition of karma simply acts as instrumental cause. This instrumental cause definition we have to have deep seated in our mind. Instrumental cause is always only cause instrumental cause when it is associated with the principal cause. Means action occurs within me, and over here fruition of karma is simply acting as an instrumental cause. We have given that example before, that what's the temperature right now in this room? Very comfortable. Comfortable means what? Is it 40 degree or it could be 110? No, it should be comfortable. It should be around 75, 76, whatever, you know. So then I go out and look into the thermometer, and thermometer says temperature is 76. I am feeling the temperature comfortable about 76, and the thermometer is saying the temperature is 76. So it reflects my feeling. The thermometer reflects how I'm feeling. The thermometer does not change the atmosphere. Thermometers done nothing except indicating. Air condition broke down, so it's 110 right now in the house. Or it's a height of winter, it's about 20 degree in the house right now. Thermometer will simply give the indication. So, same with fruition of karma is like thermometer. It just tells me what is the condition happening within me. It simply shows it's a thermometer. So fruition of karma did not do anything to me. It simply said, this is what is happening inside. I'm angry from within. So anger producing karma are in fruition right now. I'm egoistic within. So egoistic material karma fruition is there right now. It tells that, hey, you know what? This guy has ego right now. That's it. It has not done anything to me. So that point is also very important to understand. And last thing, these altered modes occur due to the wrong personal effort of the soul by itself. I did the wrong alter modes. I had the altered modes. I had deluding modes. I had the anger, deceit, ego, greed type of mode. I have a rag and dvesh type of mode. And they are occurring because of my wrong personal effort towards my soul substance. So, what are this wrong personal effort? How am I generating those things? What's happening? Why do I have that particular mode coming in that particular form only? What happens at the time, the karma fruition? Those are the things now Gurudev has made the background for us to understand exactly what are these 9 reals made up of. So now from this point onwards, we'll be coming to those 9 reals, and that's where we'll be able to understand that I am the reason for my auspicious inclination. I am the reason for my inauspicious inclination. I am the reason for purity generating within me. I am the reason for increasing purity. I am the reason for liberation. I am the reason. I, me, myself. So that's where it will come. Any questions so far? We covered lots of things today, but any questions, then we can just go through.
I'm I'm good. I don't have any.
Okay.
Thank you, Uncle.
Okay. Thanks. Okay. All right. So we'll meet next week, and we'll just see. We'll just go through Namo 9 times Namo Mantra. Jai Jindra, everybody.